Hi, my name is Grayson and welcome back to my booktube. It's been a minute. I wish I had a valid excuse, but honestly, I just kind of got sad and did not have the energy to film. So I didn't make a Rainbow Crate video this month. Sorry about that. I did post an unboxing on my Instagram. Hopefully this month I'll make another Rainbow Crate unboxing. But this video is my September reading wrap-up in October to be read. So first, for September, I ended up reading 14 books that month. I'm not going to go through all 14. I'm just going to touch on the ones that I have the most thoughts about and that I want to share with you guys. So first thing I want to share that I read last month was I reread the Green Creek series by T.J. Klune. This is one of my favorite book series of all times. Currently, there's 3 books out, and the last and 4th book comes out in October 13th, I want to say. Something like that. I'll put the actual date up here if that's wrong. If you haven't read this series, you just have to. Well, first look up content warnings, because there's a lot of triggering things in this book, and also maybe be over 18, because it is an adult NSFW series. But if you're good with those 2 requirements, then you should go read it. This series is one of my favorite found families in any book ever. I absolutely love all the characters and all the character dynamics. Their family is just so... And I am a huge, huge fiend for angst. And this book just delivers on the angst. I've read this series 3 times now, cried every time, bawled my eyes out. I'm going to be an absolute wreck when I get to read Brother Song. It's going to destroy me. And I'm ready for it. I am just filled with anticipation for the 4th book. I just adore T.J. Klune. I adore this series. I adore this gay werewolf pack. I'm not ready. Next book I want to talk about is A Bloody Pearl. This is an ebook. I read this one because it was featured in last month's Rainbow Crate, and I am so happy I read this book. One of my favorite things about Rainbow Crate is that it does introduce me to books I probably wouldn't ever read or even know of, and this one was just incredible. Like, I'd never heard of this before until I saw it was featured in Rainbow Crate, and it's just... So this book is about a Simon who gets captured by pirates and then gets rescued by a lovely ship captain, and it's just slow burn, angst, pining, all of that good stuff. Next thing I want to talk about is Timekeeper by Tara Sim. This is another book I discovered through Rainbow Crate this month. This is another one, I've heard about it, but I never really picked it up because I thought I would really hate it. Because it's, what is this called? Steampunk. So the aesthetic in this book is steampunk, which is just something that's not really up my alley, and that I didn't really think I'd like. So I first read this as an ebook, because I was like, I'm not going to buy a physical book, I'm definitely going to DNF this. Like, I was going into this book like, I'm going to DNF it. Obviously, you can see it, I bought a physical copy, and I bought the whole series, and I'm ready to finish the series next month, because it's incredible, and I'm in love with it, and I definitely did not DNF it. This book just absolutely blew me away. I did not expect this, and I'm still kind of in shock. I'm like, I like a steampunk book. Like, I never thought I would be into steampunk, but I'm in love. So this book is about a clock mechanic who falls in love with a clock spirit. Oh my god. I love Colton. He's just this ball of sunshine clock twink. And I don't know if I want to be him or I want to marry him. All I know is that Colton is one of my favorite fictional characters now. This book had me on the edge of my seat the whole way through. I absolutely fell in love with all the characters. I'm so excited to finish this trilogy this month. The 2nd book in the series should be getting delivered to my house today. And it's killing me that I can't read it immediately, because there's a few things I need to read first. Because I'm just so ready to jump back into this universe. So next thing was an ARC that I got from NetGalley called Cat's Got Your Hurt. This was one I kind of got on impulse, and there was another one that I kind of went into like, I don't know if I'm going to like this. I was wrong. So this one is an enemies to lovers, gay, trans romance, and it's just... I feel like it might be a bit cringy, but I am a fan of Homestuck. I know. Cringe alert. But I'm honestly not a fan of Homestuck. It was one of my biggest fandoms back when I was in high school, and one of my favorite things about it was the Dave Cat pairing. So if you're another person who loves Homestuck and really was into the Dave Cat ship, read this. It's just literally every single Dave Cat trope rolled into this book. I'm not completely convinced that this book used to be a Dave Cat fanfiction and the author just kind of like changed the names, but I loved it. I'm always looking for good trans MLM books because there's really not enough. Like, I feel like when it comes to trans fiction, if there's romance, it's usually straight. That's kind of changing because now there's like a bunch of trans MLM coming out next year. But I'm just happy to read more because that's the romance that, I experience. So I was really excited to read this one, and I absolutely loved this pairing. I love enemies to lovers, and this one was just beautiful. The last book I read in September that I want to talk about is Vampires Never Get Old. This is an anthology which released last month, which has been pretty highly anticipated, mainly because V.E. Schwab wrote a story in this. And this was such a nice anthology to read. I just love fantasy creatures in general and fantasy romance. And there's really never enough diversity in them, so I really like getting to read this anthology, which is specifically for diverse vampires. Because vampires, it's almost always like able-bodied, white, cishet men. And for people who don't fit into that, it's like, damn, I want to be a vampire. So this definitely provided that. You get a little bit of everything. You have vampires all over the LGBT identities. You got bi vampires, lesbian, gay, trans, everywhere. You also got vampires of tons of different races. My favorite one was the Desi vampires. I absolutely loved that one. It was one of my favorite ones in this whole series. And you also have disabled vampires, which is something I've never really thought about. But I absolutely loved how the artist handled the story with the wheelchair-bound vampire. I think it was handled really beautifully, and I absolutely adored it. That was another one of my favorite stories in this anthology. And it got me so perfectly in the spooky mood, and I definitely recommend this for people to read in October if you also are ready to get into the spooky mood. So that was just like my top 5 books I read in September. So now I want to touch on my to-be-read list for October. First thing is some new releases. Of course, there is Brother Song, which I'm just not ready for. Another new release coming out in October, which I'm definitely not ready for, is Tower of Nero. It actually comes out today when I'm filming this, and I am wrapping my Camp Half-Blood hoodie. I probably will not be getting it today. I pre-ordered it, and usually my pre-orders take a few extra days to get here. Hopefully it gets here by the end of this week, but I'm just not ready. Like, it's been 15 years of being a huge Percy Jackson fan, and I don't know how to handle the end of the PGOverse, and anyone who follows me anywhere knows that I'm like the world's biggest Will Solis stan. Will Solis is my favorite fictional character from anything ever. And this book has promised to have a lot of Will Solis content, which is something I need, because there's not enough canon Will Solis content, and most of the canon Will Solis content kind of relies on Nico, and it's like, I just want Will. Like, I love Nico, but I want to have Will be his own character outside his relationship, and Rick Riordan has promised some of that in this book, and I've already seen a few spoilers, and I'm like, oh god, Will's getting some time to shine. I can finally live my Will Solis dream. It sucks having a side character be your favorite. Why did I have to choose a side character to be my favorite fictional character ever? But I'm so excited for all the Will content. I can't wait till my copy gets here. I haven't even read the rest of Trials of Apollo because I hate Apollo. I read the first book and hated it. I read the Wikipedia for the whole series, so I think I'm prepared to go into the third book without being completely lost. But I just want Will Solis. I do not care about Apollo. I could not care less about Apollo. I just want Will. And the next book that comes out this month that I'm really excited for is A Neon Darkness. This is the second book in the Bright Sessions podcast book series. The Bright Sessions podcast is absolutely beautiful. I recommend you listen to it. and I've been listening to it since I was in high school, and I'm really excited to get the book series now. And then a few books that I want to read this month that aren't new releases is, of course, as I said earlier, I'm going to try to finish the Timekeeper trilogy. Have to wait for the second book to come in, but hopefully I can start that next week. And then also, I really want to read Gideon the Ninth. I've been hearing so much about Gideon the Ninth, and it sounds like it'd be a perfect Halloween read, so hopefully closer to the end of this month, closer to Halloween, I'll be digging into that one. Next is Girls of Paper and Fire. This one is another book that is featured in this month's Rainbow Crate, and another one that I've heard a ton about but never actually read. I feel like I'm so behind on the popular WLW books. I feel like I really need to remedy that, but I always have a hard time reading WLW, I can't say woo. WLW books, just because, like, I'm a gay man, and that's not really what I'm interested in, because I usually like to read gay stories and trans stories since that's my identity, but I feel like I really need to do better spanning out of that and reading more WLW things. So hopefully I'll really like Girls of Paper Fire and Gideon the Ninth, that's also WLW. Next thing I want to read is a couple of advanced reader copies that I have. First one, which I've actually already read this month, and I'm really excited to talk about in my next month wrap-up, and that I've already posted a review on for Instagram, is Bedazzled by Ryan LaSala. I was absolutely thrilled to get a physical book of this book from the publishers, and it is absolutely amazing. It's a MLM cosplay romance, which, if that isn't enough to be interested in it, what's not? Not going to talk too much about this since I already finished it. That'll come in next month's wrap-up. If you want to hear more, I have a review on my Bookstagram. And next advanced reader copy that I have that I really want to read this month is Here the Whole Time. This one is also the book which comes in next month's Rainbow Crate, so I really hope that I like this book enough that I'll be happy to get a physical copy, and I'm really excited for it. It's a body-positive MLM plus-sized character, which I feel like there's not enough of. Like, I feel like most MLM romances have, like, two twinks get together, which, you know, as me, I feel like I don't really notice so much, because, like, hi, I'm a twink, so I don't really overthink it, but, like, the more you think about it, there's really not a lot of body positivity in gay, and especially MLM spaces. So yeah, that is my September reading wrap-up, and to be read for October. Sorry again for taking so long to upload another video. Honestly, people probably don't care. I only get like 10 views per video. Probably no one even noticed that it's been like a month since I last filmed. But if you did, thanks for actually caring enough on my channel to notice that. But yeah, that's it for this video. Like, subscribe if you want. Thanks for watching.